The Rock gets serious, but does anyone want to see that? You're watching Beyond the Trailers review of Snitch.
Jason is facing 10 years in prison.
10 years?
Get down! On the ground!
We need your son to help us make arrests before we can help him reduce his sentence.
Well, like setting someone up, I won't do it.
What if I did it for him? What if I helped you make arrests?
You play nice with the feds, man, but what happens when everyone finds out you're an informant? They gotta come after our families, John.
There is no way I'm gonna let either side dictate our fates. No way.
Not since Arnold Schwarzenegger has a man famous for his six-pack so expertly transitioned to the silver screen. With impressive turns in both 2002's The Scorpion King and back-to-back hosting gigs on Saturday Night Live in 2000 and 2002, The Rock proved he's as good at action and comedy as he is wrestling. And also like Schwarzenegger, The Rock, aka Dwayne Johnson, has found tremendous success in playing off of his tough guy image in family comedies. But while Schwarzenegger was content to stick to high-concept movies at the height of his career, Johnson is trying to diversify now. Sure, he's just come off of Journey 2 and has G.I. Joe Retaliation, Pain and Gain, and Fast 6 on the horizon, but first comes Snitch, the kind of movie one would expect to see Jason Statham or Mark Wahlberg starring in, or perhaps even Schwarzenegger or Sylvester Stallone now that their careers are flagging. In fact, this type of movie is yet to pay off for Johnson, as Faster and Walking Tall were both career lows for him as an actor. So why risk making Snitch now when The Rock is on a career high? Besides wanting to flex his dramatic muscles, perhaps what's drawn Johnson to Snitch is the film's strong message. When I went to the press junket last month, I got an interesting leaflet that talked about the U.S.'s alarmingly high incarceration rates, 60% of which are non-violent offenders. Yes, Snitch shines a spotlight on mandatory minimum drug sentencing laws, not just with the film itself, but via this promotional website, which I do recommend you visit. But is Snitch more than just a really expensive after-school special? I have to say that if they decided to make movie versions of after-school specials, I think Snitch would fit perfectly. It does kind of play that way because it's very fact-based and you can, it really wears its message on its sleeve. It doesn't really sneak it in there. But at the same time, it's very effective in getting that message across. I think this movie would scare a lot of people straight. I think parents would benefit from taking kids to see this film. I think teenagers would benefit from seeing it. I think anybody who's even maybe thought, well, even if I do a little drugs, how bad can it be? This movie will show that if you even let that world know that you exist, you are in for a lot of trouble. And so I like that about the film. I've never seen a film be this realistic in portraying, low-level drug problems. Usually everyone glamorizes it in film, like Scarface and stuff like this. But I think this really showed how you can't really, it's not so much like, oh, drugs is its own corporate ladder. It was kind of like, no, the people at the top stay on the top for a reason, and if you get involved, they're just going to use you. So I liked that aspect. But at the same time, when I went to the press junket for this, the word kept coming up in everyone's interview. They kept saying authentic. And I think it's clear that that was very important to the cast and crew and the director to make sure this movie was authentic. And it succeeds. But I feel that both helps and hurts it. And the help side, it does what I was just talking about. But hurting it, I feel that in an effort to make the movie feel authentic, they just kind of let the story unfold. And they didn't creatively push themselves to do anything more with it, to heighten it. It was almost like they just, almost documentary-esque, like turning on a camera, like a reality show, like following this dad around when he tried to do this. And I happen to be of the school of thought of Alfred Hitchcock that cinema isn't a slice of life, it's a slice of cake. It's supposed to be richer, it's supposed to be more decadent, and so I would have liked to see that here. I think there will be some people who disagree with me because I'm also not a huge fan of like Mark Wahlberg's kind of more gritty urban films and those like smaller Jason Statham films. I have the same problems with them. I feel they're a little bit by the numbers, they don't totally deliver. But so this film is better than that in that it has a strong, unique message. The Rock did a very nice job. I thought he handled the drama well, and it did remind me of Arnold Schwarzenegger when Arnold Schwarzenegger tried to play like regular guys, like dads, but you would be like, he's huge. Where did he come from? How did he get so big? And it was kind of the same way with The Rock, but I think he's really good at playing a father. That's why he does so well in kids' movies, and so he was a great dad, and I believed him in that role. But for me, the standout performance was actually Jon Bernthal from The Walking Dead. He was great. I don't believe he's actually Hispanic, but he played a really great Hispanic character here. Say what you will about maybe a Hispanic actor could have used the role, but Jon Bernthal did a wonderful job. He's extremely sympathetic, very compelling. He did a lot with, I think, very little. So I enjoyed that a lot. So I would have to say, is Snitch a big, exciting action movie? No, it's not. In fact, there really isn't any action until the very last part of the film. It really is like a procedural drama almost, so, or an after-school special, but just a movie version. So don't go in expecting a big action movie from The Rock. It's a small film. You can see it in the theaters. You can see it on home on the screen. I don't think it's going to make a huge difference where you see it, but I think it is worth seeing because it is an important message. It's a new message. Hollywood often drives home the same points, but this is something new, and it's done in a compelling manner, and it left me thinking about it after the film. So that's my thoughts on Snitch. What do you think? Be sure to share your thoughts down below, and thank you for coming to Beyond the Trailer, not just for movie news, trailers, trailer reviews, but also reviews like this from me, and of course audience reviews most of the time on Fridays. So again, leave your comments down below, and thanks for watching. Bye.